In this particular example problem, we're going to be looking at cops ahead. While driving down Route 222, you see a police car up ahead. Since you are traveling 38 meters per second, which is 85 miles per hour, you decide you should probably slow down. You hit your brakes, giving you an acceleration of negative 3.2 meters per second squared. The question is, how fast are you going when you reach the police car 50 meters ahead? To save time, I've already done the drawing. Here's my car, and I've done my motion map. I've got the velocity going to the right positive direction, and you can see the arrow is getting smaller, 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 meaning that we are getting slower and slower and slower. The acceleration, because we're going slower and slower, has to be in the other direction, which is the negative direction. From here, we can write down our numbers and our 5 variables that you should always write down for every single problem. And the problem said that the police officer is 50 meters ahead, so that's how far we're going to go. We were doing 38 meters per second when we first saw him. Our acceleration is in the negative direction at 3.2 meters per second squared. And VF is our question mark because we want to know how fast we're going to be going when we get to the cop. From here, we need to pick our equation that does not have time in it, because time is what we don't have and what we're not looking for. So we're going to pick the equation VF squared equals V naught squared plus 2AD. This equation is pretty easy to solve for VF because all we have to do is get rid of the squared by doing the square root. So VF equals the square root of V naught squared plus 2AD. From here we can plug in our numbers. VF is going to equal the square root of 38 meters per second squared plus 2 times acceleration, which is negative 3.2 meters per second squared, multiplied by the d, which is 50 meters. So continuing along, 38 meters per second, when we square that, is going to give us 1,444. We have to square the unit as well, so that is meters squared per second squared, plus 2 times 3.2 times 50 is going to give us 320 meters squared per second squared, but can't forget about that negative. 2 times negative 3.2 times 50 gives us the negative 320. So adding together the 1,444 meters squared per second squared and the negative 320 meters squared per second squared, we get 1,124 meters squared per second squared. We do our square root to finish it up, and we should get an answer of 33.53 meters per second for our final velocity. And bad news, that's right around 75 miles an hour, so we're probably going to get pulled over anyway. But at least the fine won't be as big.